Josh here, and this is my review of Rob Marshall's Nine, which itself is an adaptation of the Broadway musical of the same name, and that is an adaptation of Fredrico Fellini's 1960s film, I believe it's 1960s, yeah, Eight and a Half, which is a semi-autobiographical film, and very important filmically, but that's no point of this review. I won't be touching on that too much because I don't think it's really fair to make comparisons between something that's twice removed. As such, I will just say that I was really disappointed. Not that I really loved Chicago, to be honest, but that's mainly the track that I just don't really love jazz music. But I was always love a good musical production, and this year there was only really two big ones. It was the remake of Fame, which I don't like in the first place, and I thought the remake was shit. I haven't even seen all of it yet. I just couldn't stand it. And Nine here. So I was really looking forward to Nine. It got pushed back. It's not really a good sign, and it got pushed back in an unfortunate season too. And you know, I can't say that I really want this movie to do all that well. I mean, I want it to do well enough to continue musical film. It seems to have picked up a little pace recently, and I don't think this is going to help it, because this is doing really poorly at the box office, and I can frankly understand why. The story is, the story follows a filmmaker, Guido Contini, who is trying to evade his producers from his next upcoming film project called Italiano, and because he doesn't have a script ready and he doesn't have any ideas for it. And the movie just kind of meanders about his love life and his midlife crisis regarding his career. And I know that sounds preachy and terrible, but frankly, I was kind of up for that. I'm thinking to myself, this could be a really high concept musical, and I like a lot of lyrics that have deeper meaning behind them, and you can listen to them multiple times and get more out of them. And there's really not that here. I'll go on short. Basically, say the story I did think really meandered around far too much. The pacing was absolutely abysmal, and by the last 20 minutes, I was downright bored. At points, I wanted to even leave the theater, which I never do, and I still say I have not, because I did stay to the end. And yeah, I didn't like it. What can I say? It was really lavishly produced. There's fantastic sets, fantastic costuming, musical numbers, quite well staged, though maybe a little jittery in camera, and very stylish. So definitely it's very sumptuous visually. And the music is even mostly good. I mean, I didn't think that all of them were a hit. I thought that they kind of stuffed words into certain beat timings, such as the song A Call from the Vatican. I thought that just didn't work out and just really poor. The effect was okay, but the actual song itself was downright god-awful. But one of the main numbers, Be Italian, was quite good. Very good, actually. I still downloaded it, despite my not really liking the movie. Cinema Italiano is also good. And, let's see here. Garda la Lune, My Husband Makes Movies. I just can't seem to pronounce things today. Foile Bourget. And, you know, this is just... I don't know. It's kind of a hard review to do because I'm just so disappointed in this. I really thought it would be great. I hope 2010, looking forward to 2010, there'll be some better musicals on the horizon, but there doesn't really seem to be a whole lot coming out then, so I guess we'll have to see. Regardless, I did want to touch on the story and pacing again because I'm trying to figure it out myself. I just got back from seeing the movie. I'm actually doing this on the day of release, despite it probably won't be posted for a while because I'm going to be quite busy for the next couple days. But I don't know. Oh, but I mean, by the day release, I went to the 26th. But anyway, I just don't know. It's just... I don't think it really felt like it was going anywhere, I guess is the thing. There's a couple of revelations that happen in the last 10 to 15 minutes, which are decent, but they only happen then. The majority of the movie is just Daniel Day-Lewis walking around looking all sly, and not even in a fun way, because it just gets monotonous, and betting different women. And you'd think that, again, would be at least okay for a style fest, which this movie has half of down, but it's just not, doesn't have the fun pacing that some musicals do. It doesn't have that, and it doesn't have the contemplative nature of Eight and a Half, or even the Broadway adaptation. So I gotta give this one thumbs down. There's not much else I can say other than don't see this movie. If you must rent it, I would probably rent it just anyway, because if you're a musical film fan like I am, slim pickings. But other than that, I can't give this a good recommendation. There are some actors that did really well in this movie. Judi Dench, particularly, absolutely hilarious. Most people in this movie, frankly, were quite good. Penelope Cruz, I thought, was quite good. Daniel Day-Lewis, I thought, did a good job, and I think it was the screenplay that really killed him here. And frankly, I think the screenplay killed this movie. Don't go see Nine Rent it.